Hi, good to see you again. In this video, I'm going to show you how to spell like a champion in about 5 minutes or so. I'm going to show you how to spell 4 words of increasing complexity: cat, phonetics, and Annastacia Palaszczuk. So we have 5 senses, that is 5 representational systems, which is visual, auditory, kinesthetic, olfactory, and gustatory. So our primary senses are visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. And when we talk with people, we need to tune into our auditory system and listen to what they are saying. When we talk, we need to breathe and move our mouth in such a way that we can articulate our words clearly. So in a conversation, we are using our auditory sense to listen to the words. When we read something, then we shift to the visual representational system. We look at the words. This is a visual process. In learning how to read and write, we have to engage the auditory system so that we get the correct pronunciation. So reading is a visual auditory process. However, the actual process of spelling is just a visual process. And the problem with people who are dyslexic is that they are trying to use an auditory or kinesthetic process for a visual process. For example, the only way to spell phonetic is with a visual process. You cannot spell phonetic by sounding it out. Sort of ironic, isn't it? And what you have to learn to do is to make an image in your mind of how the word looks. Then you memorize that image. So let me show you how the NLP strategy works. So let's start with the word cat. So first off, you have to get the correct spelling for the word cat. So you go to a dictionary, and then what you do is you've got to paint it up on the wall in front of you. So you can paint it out on the wall 10 feet in front of you, or you can imagine that you've got a wall directly in front of you. And then all you're going to do is just paint the letters on the wall. So I go C-A-T. And if you paint it in bright paint, gold paint, red paint, blue paint, it makes it easier. And what you're doing is you're painting a picture in the cinema of your mind. Then you look down and you take your pen or your keyboard, and now you actually write. You're just copying down what you can see. So it's C-A-T, cat. And then I compare that with the correct spelling. If it's correct, feel good. If not, feel uncomfortable. Look at the word, study it, repeat the process. So now let's go to phonetic. So we go to the dictionary, get the correct spelling for the word phonetic, and then I look at the word. You look at the word. It's Phonetics, or phonetics. Phonetics, put S on the end. And then I have to visually memorize it. So you look up, and I'm going to paint it up here. And so I have to look down to check my spelling, and I go, okay, Phonetics. And then I get a plain piece of paper. And now how do I spell phonetics? I look up, and notice when I look up and a bit to the left. I'm accessing visual memory. So now I just copy down what I see in my mind. Phonetics. And then you compare what you wrote with the correct spelling. If it matches, feel good. Otherwise, feel uncomfortable. Study the word. You're just studying the picture. Now let's take Annastacia Palaszczuk. She's the Queensland Premier over here in Australia. So Annastacia, so first off you have to look at the word. You go, okay. All right, look at the word, see how it's actually spelled. Then in the center of your mind, you look up. It's A-N-N-A-S-T-A-C-I-A. And then I have to write it down, so I look up. Notice I'm looking up a bit left. Annastacia. And you compare what you wrote with the correct spelling. Feels good. If it matches, feel good. Otherwise, feel uncomfortable, do it again. And now we take Palaszczuk. So you look at Palaszczuk and you go, that's really interesting. Looks really interesting name. And it's Palaszczuk, ZCZ, UK. Go, okay. So now I have to make a picture in my mind. Palaszczuk, UK. And now I've got to copy it down. I'll look up Palaszczuk, UK. And then you check, you go, yep, looks pretty good, feel good. And that's it. So that's the NLP spelling strategy. It's a visual process, visual auditory process. And also one little extra is whenever you're writing something, so let's say you're typing an email or a comment on social media, there's no excuses. You spell check. Even if you want to use abbreviations like you are good or something, just make sure you do it so that it actually makes sense. You want to get into the habit of spell checking. And then when you're writing an essay or an article, you don't write a 10,000 word article and then wait until you get to the end to spell check. That's not how you do it. As you're actually typing, you'll see a word and you go, doesn't look right. It feels uncomfortable. So then what I do is I just go to Google, I type the word in and I just get it so it's faster. Then I get the word and I come back and I update it. And then you have to take into consideration this different spelling for English Australian, and English American. So the spelling can vary a little bit, like S's and Z's and 2 L's and 2 P's and that sort of thing. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like and share it on social media. That's really important for my channel. Subscribe if you haven't done so. And feel free to come. You're invited to come over to my website, because on my website, as you can see, I've actually created a membership site, and there's actually like a social media page there, the NLP Hypnotherapy discussion group, and some other discussion groups. So please come over there. It's a little bit quiet at the moment, but we get enough people in there, we can get it going and get something happening. So all the best, and I look forward to seeing you again.